Boom. We're here. We're here. We're here. So I want to get to this. Get angry. When you get angry, you want to get the energy out. So energy. I'm fucking tired. How about that? If you're listening, please rate, share, subscribe. If you're listening, you could also watch on BigMood TV. It's our YouTube channel. Got that lo-fi in the back. What do we got going on? Life is good, isn't it? It's Valentine's Day. We're recording on a ValenTIMES. Remember when kids used to say ValenTIMES? Usually black kids. Valentine's Day. My Valentine. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's Happy Valentine's Day, and we're here on a Monday, feeling good. I have a lady friend. She's doing nice. She made bacon roses. I'm not really into the bacon that much, but she thought it would be cute. It's so cute. Valentine's Day, it's a consumer holiday, consumer holiday, but it's very nice to be able to do cute stuff with the people you care about. It's nice to do cute things with the people you care about. And it's cool. It's a good reason to have cool sex. Right? It's like, hey, she's going to give you her butt. Today might be the day. Today might be the day for butt stuff. Maybe it's for your own butt. Maybe today you stick your own finger in your butt. Who knows? It's a good Valentine's Day. It's a good reason for self-pleasure. Self-pleasure is a good thing, self-love. It's not just to give, it's to receive. So yeah, we're recording on this Valentine's Day, and it's really a good. It's been a good day. I ordered way too many tacos. If that's relevant, when I was on the way to the taco place, I was like, man, 6 tacos doesn't sound like that many tacos, right? Like sometimes 6 tacos is not a lot of tacos. Today, 6 tacos was way too many, and I ate 3 of them. And I was like, fuck, man, it's wasted money. And tacos are, because of the shipping shortage, tacos are expensive. Did you notice that? Yeah, a lot of places, meat is getting more expensive. So maybe a good reason to go vegan. No more water. So what are we talking about today? I just woke up from a nap. Literally, we wake up and we get on like, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. Maybe I should go Instagram live since we're doing it. Since we're doing it live. Let's see. Let's see if my computer will let me do it. My iPad. Let's see. Turn this way. Turn this. Am I blocking the camera? Huh? A little bit. Are we good? Okay. We're gonna go Instagram live. Let's see what we got. But yeah, it's Valentine's Day. We're enjoying our loved ones. Hope you're enjoying your loved ones. It's a beautiful excuse to spend money that you don't have. Similar to Christmas, they get us holiday after holiday, just bang us out, right? Dang, they just get us and get us. But yeah, what's going on? We're doing a podcast live. So welcome. Um, so we were talking about hope last week. We were talking about hope last week and talking about dreaming declarations, and I want to get a little bit back into the hope. What's up, Mandy? I want to get a little back into the hope concept again that we talked about last year's my girl's hair. Get out of here. Um, you know, I can tell I'm gonna tell a story. Let's see what story I'm gonna tell that's gonna provide a little bit of hope. Okay. So when I first got to so my early recovery, again, this is not a recovery podcast, but this is the lens I view the world through. So a lot of the stories are always gonna be recovery oriented. Not because that's everything, but because it's just how I grew up in my 20s. Um, but my recovery is not like pure like I got sober and like my life was all better because you hear that story in rooms, of 12 step and so on social media, people hear stories of like, oh, like I got sober and everything immediately instantly got better. And if I'm generally speaking, when I stopped drinking, things did get exponentially better. They really did. They really jumped leaps and bounds. The kind of person I was tell parents all the time, like I couldn't complete sentences. Like if you ask my family, like I stuttered, I could couldn't get couldn't get words out. I was so fried. I was so smoked up the game that I couldn't get words out. And when I got to treatment, a really quick story. How I got to California. You want to hear some wild shit, Matt? So I was shooting heroin in New York City. So here's the couple days before treatment. So I used to work on bridges and steel and stuff like that. Move this back this way. Keep going. A little bit more. Well, good. I used to work on steel and overpasses and bridges and stuff like that when I was in New York, which is crazy work because I used to go up, climb stories and sniff oxycontin up in the sky. It's crazy. And I got so part of the way that worked is part of the year we would work and make a substantial amount of money, probably $100 an hour. And I was not 19, I was 20 something, early 20s. It seemed like an exorbitant amount of money doing, and you worked 12-hour days, 7 days a week. So you just and you got overtime, and it was just crazy sums of money, crazy sums of money for it to be as young as I was. But the thing that happened is half the year you didn't work. So as soon as paint couldn't dry in the cold or it snowed too much, you couldn't work anymore because we painted the steel and like so we sandblasted the steel and painted the steel. So I got a vacation check around Christmas time during this holiday party. First, let me tell this story. I was dating this chick during the time of this holiday party, and she came with me. I'm shooting heroin, she and eating Xanax, which that is my combo. And she doesn't shoot heroin. She eats Xanax and smokes with me. We're in someone's car smoking a blunt. She's eating Xanax, and she ends up passing out, full dead body limp, and I have to like pick her limp body up and put her in a cab and everybody in front of like all my coworkers, and people already know I was a drug addict. They were like, "Well, here he goes," you know. So anyway, so that started the run, but I got this check. I got this check for a couple grand for the holiday, um, along with my unemployment, and so what I recall, either the day after meeting her or the day before that event, I bought I bought 100 Xanax, a couple grams of heroin, a couple full grams of heroin, and that was it. So the moral story is I wake up 4 days later, 5 days later from this bender. I have no recollection of anything prior to waking up the morning of. My mom says, "Okay, this is ridiculous. You go into treatment." I have no recollection of anything the days before. I could have killed somebody. I really could have killed. If I would have woke up in jail, I would have been one of those stories where you just wake up in jail and you fucking killed somebody. So anyway, so I get to jail. Here's how I get to treatment. So my mom said, "Okay, we booked you a flight to California so you can go to this treatment center." So I said, "Fine, I'll go today." First of all, I didn't want to go to that day, but I said, "Fine, I'll go today." I finally say yes. I put a couple grams of heroin in my asshole, and this is how. Okay, listen to this. This is how ridiculous TSA is. In my book bag, I had a metal spoon with like heroin fucking residue on it, a bag of syringes, and then 2 grams of heroin in my asshole. And I thought nothing of this, right? Like, this is how delusional my brain was. I thought nothing of this. I put my book bag through the metal detector. When it was time to go through the sweaty spot scanner, the one that figures out all your wet spots. When I went to that scanner, when it was time to go to the scanner, I declined it and said I had heart problems. I didn't trust the scanner, so they put me through the metal detector. Then they patted me down, and that dope was in way up my asshole. So I got through TSA with all that, and not once but twice, because I got to my gate and I smoked cigarettes this time, and I was such a compulsive smoker that I had to like go to my gate and then go back outside to smoke and had to go through security again. So I did that twice, and I shot heroin all the way in through JFK Airport. Not only did I shoot heroin, I went, you know how like they have like the stores with all the Beats headphones and all like electronics? I stole a pair of Beats headphones. I stole a pair of like $300 $400 headphones from the airport. And I was like, fuck, yeah, listening to Beats headphones, threw the box away. I just running rampant through fucking a rampage through the airport. I didn't do that in one airport. I got to Arizona, left the airport again to go smoke a cigarette before my layover. Went through security again with heroin and fucking needles and a spoon. And yeah. So there's this show that talks about all these different illusions, cultural illusions that we have. Like it talks about security. Like signing your credit card. Do you think every time you swipe your credit card, someone's reading the signature to make sure it's your signature? Literally, you could draw a dick. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just draw a dick on the signature spot just because no one is checking. But it's one of those things that gives you the illusion of security. It's the same thing with TSA. Now, did you know not one person has ever been caught with a bomb by TSA? Not one person ever. Never, ever, ever has we caught anybody with trying to blow some shit up. Have we stopped a terrorist attack? So I know for a fact that TSA is a fucking illusion because I shot heroin for it's an 8-hour flight. It was a 5-hour flight to Arizona and then a 2 or 3 hour layover. And then I did my last shot of heroin in the Palm Springs airport and went into treatment. Anyway, okay, so boom. That's how we got there. Little preface how we got there. So, like I said, things didn't get immediately better. No, things didn't get instantly better. So I got into treatment. I did want to be sober finally. Like I'm working with a guy right now who goes in treatment, leaves treatment, goes in, leaves, and ultimately he doesn't want to get sober. And it doesn't matter how nice of a treatment center you go to. If you don't want to be sober, if you don't want to like get well, you're not going to get well. So I wanted to get well. So I was willing to participate. So I did participate. And life did get better. I worked out, got little muscles, start to work out, you know. But like 9 months into treatment, my mental state started to deteriorate. My mental state started to deteriorate and the bipolar disorder kicked in. So here's where the hope comes in. For people who are experiencing their traumas coming up, because it didn't come up to me my sexual trauma didn't come up to my attention until I was 24. Before that, it was just something I joked about and just something we talked about in jest. But my trauma didn't come up until I was 24, getting molested, and my mental state started to deteriorate, and it got really bad for me. I tried to commit suicide in 2015. I hooked up 2 hoses to the car, and Darla found me, pulled me out of the car, and I survived that suicide attempt thanks to her. And I made it, and now I consider myself a suicide survivor. But for the people who are up against their walls when it comes to their mental health, and up against their walls when it comes to if they're suicidal or feeling like a lack of purpose or feeling like they don't like they're not wanting to be here, or feeling like they just like they don't matter. There's a lot of people who think that. A lot of people who feel like no one listens, no one cares what I have to say, right? Like someone said to me the other day, like, Eric, I'm jealous because you have a platform, and it's like people think like I don't even have a platform. I don't even my shit's not even that big. And people still think like because they think that social media makes people think if you don't have X amount of followers that you don't matter. You know? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. There's a lot of people who think they don't matter. And myself included, I would think no people would be better off if I was gone. I thought that. Sometimes I still think that, man. Sometimes I still think like, damn, be better off if I was gone. That bitch breathe. It's tragic. But you're supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. We've talked about this before. What's up, Shay? If you're still there. Um, you're supposed to be here, man. You matter. You do matter. People do care what you have to say. That's why I tell people you're seen and you're heard. You're seen and you are heard. You're seen and you are heard. I hear you. You know, if you're up against your walls when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your self worth, you're seen and you're heard, and you're supposed to be here. If you're struggling to find your purpose, you don't know exactly what that is. You don't know what you're here for. First of all, that question, the great thinkers of the world have been asking that question. What are we doing here? And I sometimes speak as if I have found my purpose, but I just found some. I just found things that don't feel like a bummer to do. Like all the stuff that I do, the work that I do, doesn't feel like a pain in the ass to do. What's up, T? Long time no see. But yeah, some people, people struggling to find a purpose. People waking up every day working jobs that they hate next to a husband or a wife or whatever that they don't want to be with. Raising kids that they don't want to raise. People are waking up that way. People are waking up. A lot of people. A lot of people waking up that way. Living lives they don't want to live. It's a shame. It's a shame. And like I said, I just found things that I just saw things that I liked and saw ways that I could be helpful that were natural to me and just kept doing them for people. And I did it for free. That's the thing. That's the thing that like this podcast, I do this shit for free. But and we've been doing it for years for free. For years. Like almost 5 years. We've been doing it since like we have 200 something episodes we've been doing, for free, and I still love to do it, you know. I still sacrifice a lot, spend money to do this, because I love to do it. And I just find things I like to do and I do them. Working with alcoholics and drug addicts, that's what I was doing that anyway. You know what I mean? I was already doing that for free. Like for free. literally just trying to spending I was spending all of my waking hours with drug addicts and alcoholics. I was like, okay, let me just help people for professionally, and like dedicate time and effort understanding the systems and getting good at it. And now it's my gig, you know? And it feels like my purpose because it's it's something I would do it for free. It was the same thing as being a fitness person, right? Like being a personal trainer was like, I already lift weights anyway. I'm already at the gym all day. Might as well train some people in between working out, you know? And I became a personal trainer, you know? So if you're up against your edges and you're living a life where you don't know what you're gonna do next. What's up, Christina? Or you don't know what you're gonna do next, you know, in that relationship you don't want to be in, working that job you don't want to work, living that life you don't want to live. There's hope. There's hope. You can shift. How badly do you want to? Old sponsor would say you could be as well as you want to be. When people say, "What's up, Soul Fam? What's good, Queen?" People would ask me like, I want to come to California, or I want to. You can move too. You know what I mean? Like you could leave too. It's just, are you willing to live in a trailer? When I moved here, I lived in a trailer in El Cajon. And I knew not one person. I didn't know one human being in San Diego. I just knew that this is where I should be. And I lived in a trailer with my two dogs. And my son's mom, who was pregnant at the time, was coming to visit me. But I lived in a trailer. Are you willing to live in a fucking trailer? Or do you want to bougie? You want to go somewhere and live bougie, right? That's what people want, you know. So you want to run a bit. So you want to start a business. How broke are you willing to be? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? You're gonna be uncomfortable. Bills are gonna be tight. Unless you're just one of those Peter Popoff motherfuckers who just blows up instantly. There's those people. But I would say that's 5% of people. 5% of people pop off right away. Social media gives the illusion. Social media gives the illusion that people are just blowing up instantly. Do you know that your peak income Your peak income is 55 years old. The average millionaire doesn't become a millionaire until he's 45 years old. Isn't that crazy? And people make it seem like I'm a millionaire in my 20s, like we have this delusion. It's like you want to be X, Y, and Z. Are you willing to put the work in? How you doing on time? 25. We're gonna wrap it up. So let me just ask you, how well do you want to be? Dang, Christina, she feels me. She knows. She knows. She knows. How willing you willing to be broke? You willing to eat ramen? You willing to not know what you're gonna do next? There's many times I looked at my son's mom and said, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we are going to do. But here we are. Here we are. And now we're not broke. And now we're doing okay. And now Matt is paid and doing okay. And holding it down. Matt's paid. Brandy's paid. My team is paid. And I'm paid. Get to the point where you could pay the people who support you in your dreams. It's a pretty cool place to be, you know? And I just was not there for a long ass time. I was struggling. How broke are you willing to be? How uncomfortable are you willing to be to get what you want? So if you're up against your edges, hopefully I give you some hope. Hopefully I give you some motivation. You could be as well as you want to be. You can be as well as you want to be. So I'm gonna wrap it up. If you're listening, rate, share, subscribe. Quick 25-minute podcast, a little motivation on a Valentine's Day. On a Valentine's Day Monday. Do something special with your partner. Do some butt stuff, What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Do some butt stuff. Play with your butthole, It's Valentine's Day. We'll wrap it up there. I love this shit. Yeah. Peace.